am. I'm doing a little more work on my ExactRail Bulkhead Flat Car, one of my favorite cars. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, here's the car. And as you can see, I'll tilt it, there is a painted white line or stripe down the center of the flat car. Now, I'm going to show you a photo or a pic of the prototype. And as you notice on the prototype, the center line goes up the bulk, or the bulkhead. So what I got to do, these little wood pieces or balsa wood pieces are glued to the end. So what I have to do is paint a line on here and make sure it's exact. So I've come up with some ideas how to do it to make sure it's the correct width and it's centered. So let me show you that. Okay, here I've got some tape, hobby tape. This is Tamiya. This is Tamiya, and it's for masking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these boards or a piece of balsa wood. I'm going to put it right in the center, and I am going to secure it on the side so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to secure the other side so it is centered. It's centered on the flat car. Oops. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay, now this is centered. Now what I'm going to use is a little more tape to mask it. And so I'm going to stand over it so I can avoid the camera. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask right up to the edge. Oops. Let me get that straight. All right. I'm going to mask right up to the line where the white line is. Okay. All right. Oops. Hold on. It's not an exact science, but we're doing the best we can here. Okay. So we got that. I hope that's straight. So I'm going to take another piece, and let me take a longer piece. So I'm going to take another piece, and I'm going to put it on the other side so it gets the right width. Okay, now that I got that, I'm going to take it off the flat car. Okay, as you see now, I have that center line. Hopefully it's centered and it's the same width. So what I'm going to do now, let me get a better camera angle on it. What am I going to do now is I'm setting it up to be airbrushed, and you say, why don't you just paint it with a paintbrush? Well, the reason I'm not painting it with a paintbrush, because as you can see, this balsa wood is porous, and if I put too much paint in there by a paintbrush, it might bleed over, and I don't want it to bleed over. So let me get this one, oops, let me get this one here so we can mask off everything. So now this one is ready for painting, and I've got the strip down the center. And I'm going to do the same thing with my other bulkhead wood section. I'm using, where is it? Reefer white. So it's a little thick, so I'm going to just dilute it a little bit. Oh, let me show you this. This is the setup I use for my airbrush. I use a Craftsman, what is it, 1 gallon tank or 1.5 gallon tank. I pressure it up to about 50 psi, then turn it off, and that's more than enough air pressure to last me without having the air pump run in the back. So let's get back to here. So it's a little thick. I'm going to dilute it with a little bit of water. This is acrylic. Now, am I doing an exact ratio of like 50%? No, I'm just doing it till it's thin, a little thinner. Now I'm going to load up the airbrush with the paint mixture. I've got it set for about 20 psi. So let me walk around here and then we'll airbrush it. It's not going to be perfect because it's carrying loads. It's carrying loads, so it might be a little rough, but we'll see. Okay, these have had enough time to dry, and let's see what we got. We're going to take the tape off, the tail of the tape. So we pull that off, and then we pull, there you go. Have a very nice white centered line down the middle, which is basically the same width. Basically the same width as that. So yeah, very nice. So let me do the other one, just double check that. We'll take the tape off, tail of the tape, and take the tape off there. And again, a nice centered line. We'll put it on the car. And as you can see, very centered, very nice. Not perfect, but same width, worked out very nice. Now the next thing we're going to do, let me pull this back. The next thing we're going to do is glue these to the bulkheads. So let's get going with that. So there were some instructions provided. I don't have them. I don't see where I have them. But it said to use CA cement to glue these on. So let me pan the camera a little bit there. So I am going to use some Tamiya where is it? There we go. Tamiya extra thin CA cement. So let's see how that goes. Oh, now the other side seems to be holding well. So I'm going to go up a little bit here and see if that won't work. And that seems to be holding well now. And those are the dogs barking. So that seems to be the trick. Just be patient, give it time, and let it set. Okay. Well, let me do the same with this side. Let's see if I can angle this a little bit so it doesn't keep falling. So we'll do that. What I did was, I'll show you, I put one of my tweezers under it to prop it up so it won't necessarily want to fall forward. Okay, so we got the line there. The line is matched up really nice. So now I am going to apply cement. And I am going to be patient and let it dry. I'm going to go get this side again because it pulled off. Okay, now I'm just going to leave it dry for a while. Okay, there it is. You can see here, it's got that white stripe just like the prototype. Not all the prototypes have it. And again, here you can see it. And let me just turn it around so it's a little more visible. It's a little hard. Let me zoom in. Yeah, get that centered. There it is. Yeah, I like it. Came out well. It's matching, width is correct, centered correct, very good. And the CA cement is holding, so I'm happy about that. So that is the project for tonight. But let me give you a little heads up on future stuff. Don't mind the railgun. Now, See this ExactRail covered hopper? Notice this white streak? I did some experimenting. Per Jedi Master Bob Gretsch, he said, paint it a dull coat. So I gave it 2 coats of dull coat, and he says what you can do is on the dull coat, you apply IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and that will wash it out. So that will give you the washed out look. And if you mess it up, you just spray dull coat again and it fixes it. So I just a little practice there. So that's a little preview of things to come. All right, you got any tips or tricks or comments? Please put in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.